Welcome to the Peak District. This week I'm heading up onto Kinder Scout for a bit of wild camping and photography. It's an area I've never really been to before. I've never really seen before, I should say. I came here once 5 years ago, and on that occasion, wild camping on the slopes of Kinder. We had rain all afternoon, all night and all morning. Torrential rain, right biblical downpour. Soaked me to the bone, and all I saw was the inside of a cloud. It was character building, shall we say. This time though, we're blessed with beautiful weather, a great forecast. The weather models look great. The nearest weather system is a good few hundred miles down south. Up here in the north of England, we've got a cold sector, a light northerly breeze at the moment. It's cool, it's sunny, it's clear. It's quite moist, wet air. I think the humidity is 66% still. So there's an off chance of a bit of a temperature inversion or cloud inversion. It's a small chance. I think most likely we'll see a bit of fog, a bit of low-lying mist hanging around in these valleys. First thing in the morning with any luck, if the wind calms down a bit more. But it looks great. I don't really know the area very well. I've just brought the map this week. OL1, map 1 is the Peak District. I've been studying that, I've been asking around for advice. Andrew Beavers has given me some great spots. He knows the Peak District like the back of his hand. Camping spots, hiking routes, photography spots, where to park the car. He's been a great help. Check him out, Andy Beavers. So I'm heading up. I've just parked near Hayfield on the western side. I live southwest from here, so I've come up on the M6, parked near Hayfield. I'm walking up towards Kinder Scout. I'm going to hug the southern side of it, heading towards Woolpacks and Jacob's Ladder, Swine back, or Swine's back. And the goal is to get a nice, well, my goal is always to get a nice time-lapse sequence, generally, night to day, sunrise time-lapse. Some generic views of the Peak District. That's how I earn my living, selling video. So I'm going to do a bit of that, have a nice night, hopefully wild camping up on top, and just generally have a look around. I don't exactly know where I'm going, just that sort of area, looking down onto Edale, down the valley. Quite often I choose my spots from looking around. So I went around Snowdonia for years by climbing a mountain, Travan for instance, looking across the valley at Penrhyn and going, I'm going there next time. And then when I'm at Penrhyn, look across. Hello mate. Okay. Yeah, good, thank you. Look across at the next one, like Gliddervac or somewhere, and deciding I'll go there next. Peak District though, I've never really been, I've never seen it, so we'll see what happens today. Got a few miles ahead, so I'll crack on and see what it's like up there. I'm about 2 hours in, just stopped for a bit of food at a place called South Head. Check out this view. I wanted to extend the walk a little bit, so I've added a few miles. I left the car up at here, Hayfield. I've walked south a few miles, around the back of Mount Famine, which is just there. I'm currently stopped at South Head, and then from here I'm just going to walk a few miles east and end up Jacob's Ladder, Swine's Back, possibly out toward Woolpack. Unsure as of now. Just enjoying the weather and some peanut butter and raisin sandwiches. Life is good. my first glimpse of where I'm heading tonight. Swine's back, just up ahead, a very distinctively shaped hill. To the right of it, I think that's Woolpacks, and then to the left, Edale Rocks. I'm just walking along this little mud path, other side of this wall, for another mile or two, I think. It's really nice to be on this path. Up until now, it's been bridleways. It's felt a bit busier than what I'm used to. Snowdonia and Shropshire in particular are much quieter. But it's quieting down a little bit now, and the paths are like this. Feeling more at home. Just under 5 miles in. This Bergen's getting heavy now, 26.8 kilos. It's really digging into my shoulders. But I'm pretty close to Swine's back, it's just there. Edale Valley is starting to open up on the right hand side over this wall. But something on the left is giving me a bit of a decision to make, to be honest. You've got Manchester city centre just there. We had a glimpse of it earlier on from over Mount Famine. But now it's sitting there in all its grimy, nitty-gritty glory, and it looks really cool. I love being up in the hills and mountains, and most of my YouTube content is exactly that. But I film a lot of cities as well, and that's quite the opportunity. If I don't do it now, I'm going to have to do it at some point. Elevated spot, some, what is that, 20 miles away or so. Looks really cool. It will sell a lot better than footage of Edale as well. But also, it's really nice being up in a tent overnight on your own on a hill overlooking a city. So I've got a decision to make. I go on that northern side, northwest, in the wind, the brunt of this wind, which is picking up a little bit now actually. Try and get something at Manchester, or I stick to the plan, Swine's back, and try and get a shot down Edale Valley. Decisions. I'm going to go up Swine's back anyway and take a look, and I'll reassess up there. I'll show you Manchester with this camera for now. Welcome to Swine's back. A quite breezy Swine's back. I've been up here for 30 minutes or so already trying to decide what to do. Master of indecision. I'm sport for choice basically. The view out towards Edale, the reason for coming here, is fantastic. There's these rocks in the foreground, so I'll drop down here, put a tripod out the wind somewhere and soak up this view. As the sun goes down behind me, these shadows will drift. Eventually it'll turn into a night sky. It's going to be a real classic Peak District time lapse. On the other hand though, the views all the way around are absolutely fantastic. Going out a bit more to the south, southwest, just huge backdrop, goes on for miles and miles. As you go more west and then to the north, Manchester is obscured by this hill here. Not sure what it's called. I'm quite tempted, I've spent 30 minutes quite tempted to do an extra mile or so, go around the hill and film Manchester instead. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to do that. I've decided this is the reason I came. Perfect Peak District view, the Manchester shot. I don't have the right lens with me for a start. My time-lapse lens is a 20mm f1.8. I need, I think, my 50mm 1.4 for Manchester. It's also windy from that direction, so it's not going to be great. You want a 50mm lens, you want it really still overnight. There's a bit of a breeze. So I'm going to do Edale tonight, and that gives me a good reason to come back and shoot Manchester at some point. Time-lapse camera set up, perched on the rocks. Big boulder, weighing the tripod down, stop it blowing over the edge and to take any movement out of it. Battery bank, keeping it powered. It's taking in this view. One shot every 20 seconds for the next 9 hours. I usually leave it out overnight. I'm not so sure about here. There's a few people around. Walking up this path here. I've just had 3 lads on the top smoking a joint. I ended up taking some drone shots for them. I said I'd send them on Instagram. Nice lads, but it's one of those places where it does make me wonder if leaving 3 grand's worth of camera gear outside your tent overnight is the right thing to do. Not so sure. I do have this. It's a movement alarm thing that I can tie onto the tripod. Wait. Tie onto the tripod, and then if it moves in the night, there's a loud, like, smoke alarm sound that will wake me up, and I can jump out of the tent, dish out some punishment, or recover my tripod after it's blown down the hill. A few hours till sunset now, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer before setting up the tent. It's quite nice and sheltered here in the rocks. Just going to get a brew on. Bit of Cadbury's hot chocolate, always a winner. And I'll see you in a few hours. How embarrassing. Bloody thing. Sunset. It's just dipping out to sea over the back of what I'm pretty sure is Liverpool. I can see a whole cluster of buildings in the far distance and the sea just behind. It's pretty remarkable to have that much visibility. Got the big lens, big-ish lens. We're at 240mm. I'll put the footage up. I almost bought my 1200mm lens, but at the last minute decided it would be too windy. So we'll see what we can do with this. Temperature's plummeted. It's got really quite cold, 4 or 5 degrees maybe. Shock to the system, not used to it after a decent summer. So I'm gonna do a bit more footage and get in the tent and get some grub on.
103 out. Yeah, they have a white baseball cap on. Not at the time, but they said they both say mid-20s and a light one, yeah. Light brown, yeah, we got him on deck.
Right, it's dinner time, and tonight I'm having the culinary delight that is noodles and meatballs. My usual, but there's been a big change. I'm not having pot noodle today, I'm having super noodles. Reason being, pot noodle, I've spent 7 years trying to get them to sponsor me and they keep ignoring me. So today I've moved on to these. No, these were just in the cupboard. I had no pot noodles, so I'm giving these a go. They come with a separate flavour sachet, which I'm leaving out because I think, well, it's probably going to ruin it anyway. But I think cooking these in my jet bowl is going to make tomorrow morning's coffee taste a little bit weird. So my tactic is anyway, stick them in, cook the meatballs, and then pour the noodles on top. These are plain, still a bit dry. I heard you shouldn't eat dry noodles. There was a man who ate a few packs of dry noodles and he died. They expanded in his stomach and he died. That'd be a pretty embarrassing way to go, wouldn't it? Man found in the Peak District at 600 metres, dead by mountain rescue with a massive expanded stomach. I'll let those brew for a little bit and get the meatballs on. Temperature's really dropped. It's a few degrees above zero, I think, maybe 5 or 6. It just feels really cold. I'm feeling the cold a bit. I've been a little bit unwell. I started running a month or two ago. Been wearing a Garmin watch that tells me when I'm ill and stuff. Tells me my heart rate, my resting heart rate's been high past couple of days, and my heart rate variability has been low. I tried to go running yesterday. It just felt terrible. Felt really, really terrible. So I quit and thought I'd come here instead. So night here, good bit of food, some good noodles. Hopefully I'll be right as rain. But I'm just feeling the cold. It's not even that cold. It's the first cold spell of autumn. I'm just feeling it. Got all the down gear on. Hey ho, at least I've got it. Tonight, time lapse is still going. I'm not going to film much more for you tonight. I'll be doing some night time lapse or night photography, night sky gazing and photography. But I don't think there's much point trying to film that. It won't work very well. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Sunrise is at 6:55 tomorrow. Not too bad. So my plan is to get that camera in about midnight or so, after it's had a few hours of night time. Reset it all up tomorrow morning about 4. Get back into bed for a bit of sleep and film a sunrise. Reason I want to just chop it up is not because I'm worried about the camera. It's I want to change the settings. I want to check focus. So I've got 2 separate time lapses. So if I got the focus wrong now, for example, this one's rubbish. If I continue through the night, it's all rubbish. So at night, it's easier to focus because I'll have the stars to pinpoint the focus. And just having 2 sequences just reduces the chance of completely cocking one of them up and ruining the whole thing. So I'll do that. Also, I want to close the aperture down a bit. That's a 20mm f1.8 lens. I set it at f2.8, but it's looking directly east almost. So the sun's going to come up. It's going to be full on down the lens. After a cold night, what tends to happen is the sun hitting the camera sensor. It's not going to hurt it, not at 20mm. With a bigger lens it might. At 20mm it'll be fine, but it's at f2.8. It's going to heat up really quick. It's going to be really bright, really hot. So the camera sensor is going to get hot, and then the lens will probably fog up. I don't have any heating pads with me, and it would be hard to get around anyway. So for the sunrise version of this time lapse, I want a nice small aperture, maybe f4, f5, just to reduce a bit of that heat. That's the thinking anyway. So meatballs and noodles, bit of astro. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, baby. Good morning. Decent night. Good clear sky for most of the night. I've got some good astro shots. Standing next to the tent, that kind of thing. And then unbelievably, just before sunrise, a bank of cloud came in and sat due east, wiping out the idyllic sunrise shot. Takes 3 espressos to get me going in the morning now. Oh, bloody hell, my back. This bank of cloud came in Wiping out the clear sunrise shot. Not much else going on. That low-lying mist turned up in a few places, but not much of it. But this looks great anyway. So I've been down this morning. I left the camera out last night. It's still there. The alarm didn't go off. I didn't have to beat anyone up. And now I've got a second time-lapse camera on the go. This one's in a 35mm, just getting a tighter shot of the sunrise. I've been, if I can get my words out, I've been looking at the map, picking out a few places where I'm going to go next. There's a place here called Horse Hill Tor, which is just there, behind where my camera is. That's going to have a great shot looking down the valley. So that's on the list for a future trip here. And then that shot of Manchester I was talking about yesterday. Kinderlow Cavern, Kinderlow End. I'm going to go that way on the route back to the car now and recce that for next time as well. So there's 2 locations for the list. And look how nice it turned out. The sun broke through that cloud, giving me some great sunrise shots. I've just been doing a bit of hill familiarisation. I'll show you which way I came yesterday. I parked here in Hayfield. I walked across this ridge, around the back of Mount Famine, along this ridge, I think it's called South Head, up to Brown Knoll, this brown looking hill, down the path here towards this rock that I'm stood on, which is Swine's Back. To get up here I just walked up and around the path and down here to my MSR Elixir 1. It gives you this view. Superb. From here I'm going to walk on up here. I think this is called Kinderlow. I'm going to recce another position down here, Kinderlow End, for those Manchester shots at some point, and then back off down into Hayfield to the car. What a wonderful sight, wonderful spot. I'll be back.